Aloha.
Aloha kakayaka.
Ooh. You're hot tonight. B, let me see.
What's happening? What's happening?
You're pegging.
You're pegging?
You're being
You're
pegged.
peeking? You're peeking, pegging? You're sexually pegging me?
Oh, wait, hold on. All right. Oh, I am pegging now. What a word. Okay.
That's what happens. You have to buy a grappling hook, you know, when you start to peak.
Aloha.
Aloha, you guys.
Hey, guys. Welcome to
The RiFF.
Woohoo.
All right, brother. So,
Hey,
we got a special guest today, man.
I know. I mean, this is really special. I'm so excited. I had no idea who was coming in today until you.
Told you like 2 seconds ago.
Oh, two sections.
Sections ago.
What are we talking about?
Man, we got so much coffee, man. Could you put some bottom end on my voice? Sounds like I got you got a subliminal compression on my voice there because the thing is, this not happen. You got a bottom end there, or do I have to go that close again?
No, you sound good.
That's good. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Now we're talking, baby.
Okay, so you want to do the introduction?
Yeah. So we got Tyler Lewis.
Yeah. Woo,
my favorite guitar player of all the world.
That's so sweet of you to say, man. It's such an honor to be here. I can't believe I'm here right now.
No, man, this is great. Yeah, we're gonna tell him how. We're gonna ask all kind of questions. I got so much questions. See,
yeah,
I'm gonna ask him. So, first question: why did you come to Maui, man? I mean, or when you got started playing music, bro? First of all, man.
Oh, man. Well, okay. First,
get started,
music.
man.
Okay, taking it back to the roots.
Yeah,
okay.
go back to the roots. I want to know,
Digging
man.
deep here. Well, my mom started me on piano lessons when I was like 4 years old.
Wow.
So she was adamant about me learning music. So, just started with that. Hated it for a long time.
Why you hate it? Just
demanding. Man,
Well, your mom was a great piano player.
She was more of a flutist. Growing up, my dad had a little guitar experience. But. Yeah. She just felt like music was really important and, wanted me to learn that. So.
And you had any other family members taking up music besides you in a family growing up?
Yeah, well, my grandmother was into violin. Everybody loved music, loved dance, loved listening to music. But I don't come from a lineage of any amazing musicians, really.
Well, besides your own, man, you're a great musician, great, just all around guy, man.
Thank you. I just love music, and I've had amazing teachers in my life too, which I'm very grateful for. So,
like, how about like in high school? You was into any bands or any?
Absolutely, man. I started getting into bands. Started playing guitar when I was about 11 years old. Was really inspired by that, and then just basically I was, honestly, I started playing guitar because I think the girls liked it. And it was
hey,
that
look,
was something that
we pulled up your Facebook.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Tyler Lewis's out there. Honestly,
I'm finding that out. So where's yours?
Yeah, look, Tyler. I think it's TYLUV Lewis. But yeah, you can pull me up there.
That one.
I'm on. It's Tyler R. Lewis. Okay, maybe that. Yeah.
Man,
yeah, that top one right there. Yeah, there we go.
This one?
Yeah, that's me.
All right.
Be free, play music.
I like that.
It's sweet.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
I like that. That's a great mantra, man.
I found that somewhere and I put that up many years ago.
It's simple and it's like be free, play. I like that. It's like a yoga kind of mantra. Just be free. It's like yoga. It's one word, but it's like 2 syllables. I like that. Be free, play music.
Music is so freeing. It's like tapping into that creative potential just allows us to expand and just bloom in these impossible opportunities, possibilities, really.
Crazy times and crazy ways. And
so, what was one of your band names?
Oh man, my first band ever
sorry to
was
dig down deep, but
Eternal Groove Progeny.
Oh wow, that's
the first band.
I like that. It's like a Frank Zappa kind of band.
That is pretty awesome, man. I like that one.
And what you guys did, all just heavy rock stuff.
Yeah, what kind of style?
Yeah, it was pretty heavy. I was the lead guitarist and kind of songwriter, but I teamed up with some other guys. My neighborhood next door best friend, he played drums, and my mom actually brought him over for my birthday party one time. We met and just became best friends.
Yeah,
he was an amazing pianist.
Music tends to do that.
It does,
I noticed in my life, like looking at run into a room and you're just kind of like trying to make contact or just, and then
make
you
a
find
connection, you know?
Yeah, connection. And then you find somebody who plays guitar, and all of a sudden, you you get a jolt of like happiness, and you start talking about something.
Yeah, it's like how you and I. It's like
yeah.
me and this guy, same way. Like you talk about guitar, talk about whatever,
man.
martial arts, or working out, anything. It was like, what? You do that too? Oh, I can't wait till we meet again. You know, you got this already. It's this connection between two guys, man. It's cool, man.
It forces you to be in a relationship with someone too, because you have to give and take.
Yeah, it's like bromance or a sister-mance, you know. Bromance.
You learn a lot about yourself.
It's just like music, man. Especially when you start talking guitars.
Yeah.
It's like, what kind of guitar you got? Oh, I got one. Oh, you got one of those? Oh, man, I heard they're, it's like, you're talking shop, basically. Talking shop. You know?
Yeah, this is a Guitar Geek Day with our best friend, Tyler Lewis, and he's going to tell, he's been telling about his lifestyle, how he flew to Maui from Central Arizona, but
actually, to set the record straight, I'm actually born and raised in Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
And went to school in Eugene and then moved to California, and I was there for 10
wow.
years. But my dad moved to Arizona.
I see.
And that's how, I've been there many times, but, I'm not actually originally from Arizona. But it's amazing.
Oregon, huh?
Oregon,
Yeah.
yep.
Well, that's nice.
West Coast.
How much do you remember of that growing up?
Oh, a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I love tapping back, and just understanding the roots of where we come from and kind of just seeing looking back on your life. I've done a lot of self-reflection. I love that. I think it's important.
I think we talk about that when we first met. We was talking about when our first senior at the Modern Music, and we was talking about meditation. We was talking about some Buddha and stuff. It was an interesting conversation we had, man.
For sure, brother.
Good.
Yeah, I remember both of you guys from Bounty Music and walking in the store and connecting with both of you guys on at different times and different places and in great ways.
Yeah, it's just the energy, and really excited to hear what you're up to musically. Like, what are you up to musically right now?
Musically right now, well, oh man, a lot. I feel like it's blooming and becoming, and
I like that, blooming and becoming, man.
Yeah, I just want to do everything music, everything. I mean, that's kind of like my main thing is I love music. I study music. But then on your journey, you tap into these different genres or different artists, and you're like, whoa, this is amazing, and let's get more into this, and then Brian walks in the stores and tells me about Ted Green, and then you got
and you know about Ted Green, right?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys are inspiring to me, man. Both of you guys have inspired me, and Brian, I can't tell you, man. Like when you came, you saw something in me, and you opened doors for me.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In what's now becoming my musical nature.
Yeah, it's like we bring it to the forefront. It's like me and Brother Arlie, we've known each other for so long, but because it's music, we can, the vibration of having brotherhood and
man,
and the music and the music with, now we want to bring Brother Tyler Lewis to the RiFF to have his instructional here too. If we can work it out, that would be great to, promote his guitar mastery and lessons with Brother Arlie, who teaches master international ukulele lessons throughout the world, and myself just locally. I think we got a good little snitch.
Yeah.
We got a good thing here.
Absolutely. And looking up here on the big screen, I had no idea, Tyler. Guitar, piano, voice. Looping, you teach Logic X. Yeah. So all these things.
We're gonna talk all about it right now. Because he got a lot of knowledge on that. It's like James Hoskins. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that we don't know about creativity, and we didn't know about the tank that he recorded in. So, let's just dive into it, man.
Yeah.
So guitar, you played all your life, right?
Since I was 11, I've been really inspired with it, and it's taken me many places, and I've just been unfolding and continued on.
So how do you, when you first was learning guitar, and then, okay, now I want to do piano, how do you chop your time and say, okay, I want to, you want to put your two hands on a lap guitar, which is a piano, and you from here to, I mean, I know it's kind of like similar, but it's, 88 keys,
I started here.
Yeah.
You know, on
okay.
piano,
Yeah,
right? So then, boom, look at that. So the left hand, and I studied Suzuki piano method too, which
what is that?
Some people talk trash about it, but it's amazing because it gets your left hand moving quickly right out the gate.
Also, this is like guitar. It's like dexterity and exercises and stuff.
It's amazing dexterity conditioning. Wow. It's this master Suzuki. I can't remember his first name, but he's Japanese. It's a Japanese method, and
I didn't know that.
And he has classical songs that are put into one page. So it's like a snippet of an amazing song that Reader's Digest, each level, so you can go through and but it just gets your left hand working, and so you're here, and then you can move. It wasn't hard to move the
Remember when you told me
there.
about, hey Ben, we were talking, you know, you said to get a piano. Now I think I want to invest one. You know why? I really want. What is a good mediocre, not an upright, of course. What is a not too expensive, not too cheapy one?
Digital piano is the way to go for sure. Yeah. Got him at Bounty Music.
What brand though?
Yamaha's great, and Roland. I like both of those a lot. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So the piano, the Suzuki method, helps both hands though, right?
Absolutely. You get the melody with the top hand, which is kind of a little more simpler, and then the left hand is providing the rhythm and arpeggio. It's arpeggios from day one.
Wow. That's cool. Oh, I like that. Look at you, man.
Yeah, this is my show here at the Tiki Lounge.
So you got that mic. You use that mic, that old school mic?
I was using that for a while.
How's that mic? It's great.
It's good. I had to switch though. I was getting a little bit of. I was having some grounding issues and getting shocked a little bit because it's all
serious?
metal. Yeah.
Oh.
In some venues.
But as far as
kind of a buzzkill.
But as far as the tone, but is it a good tone?
It's good. It's a beta. It's a beta 58.
That's not like Phantom
inside.
Power, right?
It's not. It's just a regular
like
dynamic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. But I had one of those that was a switch. It had a switch on it, so it was good for looping. You could turn the switch off if you didn't want it to pick up room noise when you're looping.
Wow.
But then I got that one just because I love the style. But since I switched it up. Now I just use like a Sennheiser, like second level up type mic. But
and the Sennheiser, it's that's not Phantom Power, right?
It's not just dynamic for studio mics. So you got to have, Yeah,
but Sennheiser is good live mics, huh?
Absolutely, yeah, I love it. It changed my game, put through the live rig. At Tiki though we use the house sound.
What one should you recommend if I wanted to eventually? I love the 58s, of course, but if I wanted to kind of change up a little bit,
dude, you got to get the Shure, that silver one. It's a nickel plated. It's like a K something.
The Sennheiser.
It's a Shure, and they're at Bounty Music. They're like $400-$500, but
it's a K.
It's a K. I think it's a K28, but
K28.
It's that all silver.
So Tyler, your experimentation with equipment, guitars, microphones, mic stands. I mean, everything that the guys who, once they leave their couch and their bedsides to go out and actually do things, you're gonna need to acquire your tools, and like, oh man, I need a cable. How many musicians show up to a gig and it's like, hey man, do you have a 9-volt battery? I'm like, what? So,
yeah.
And like you just sharing this knowledge about, and through trial and error, you see a mic, you try it out, and then you see how much equipment you say over the years that you've kind of went through and stuff, like thousands, $10,000s of dollars or what?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. But you just got to work with whatever you have.
Yeah.
First.
Right.
Your buddy gives you a guitar and you got a janky cable. And you got, you're using a chopped up old credit card for picks. Whatever you need to do.
I can tell you drink coffee. Yeah, that's the first time I heard that.
And you're speaking from experience, right?
You absolutely have to use whatever you have.
If you guys don't use a broken credit card chip, this is Brother Arlie's pick he used. He climbs the mountain with this, and then he picks the mountain, the granite stone, and climbs up on the top.
Yeah, that's I thought we were going to talk about that later. That's my grappling hook.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to grapple with, in our daily lives.
Segue master, that's great, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Can I go to a different segue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Play us a song.
Sure.
Yeah, see how fast we're so eclectic? Yeah.
Well,
with like a flute. Then give me the ukulele, man. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna play something for you.
Oh man, the humidity.
I haven't seen you play oud before.
The humidity is really.
Arlie been teaching me some stuff. So.
Oh man. Well.
Ready?
Wait, hold on. This flute is. There we go. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, this is called Egyptian meets
Egyptian magician.
Egyptian meets the alien.
All right.
Here we go.
Just changed it. Yeah. Get it up closer. There you go. Right. Now we're gonna pick it up. Section 2. Ready? 2, 3.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay.
Beautiful.
It sounded better in the studio.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
How long you guys been rehearsing for?
Oh man, that piece.
Every day.
Yeah.
None.
So, would you say of the instruments that you play, what would you say is your most proficient at?
Yeah, I'd say probably guitar.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
And
he's a badass guitarist, everybody. Just so that you know.
I've just had the most experiences with guitar,
Okay.
And in my life.
And then, what was the very first guitar you owned? Or
A Fender Strat from the music store.
Really?
From the music company. It was a Squire, of course.
did someone
that's
buy that
great,
for
man.
you, or did?
Yeah, my dad.
And how old were you?
I was 11.
Wow, nice.
Check this out. You know,
Nice.
so funny.
11 years old, and you got your first electric guitar.
Electric guitar. That was my first guitar with a little crate amp.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah,
crate
I remember
amps
the
are
crate,
killer.
yeah.
A little
Did it have
5,
that?
10 water.
Did it have that blue knob where you pull it out and you get the crunch?
I think it had a little bit of a crunch setting, but I definitely needed a distortion pedal. soon
Okay,
after.
okay.
Check this out.
Man, you know what? So your very first guitar was electric guitar, and then you had an amp. My first guitar was from a garage sale. It was a 12-string, but I guess the person who owned it modified it to a 6 because all the tuning pegs were broken off, and I had to tune it with a wrench, like one of those. So talk about you
earned it, man.
Use what you get. I mean, man, and the strings were like so high off the fretboard. My mom bought it for me, bless her soul. Said, here, son, I bought this for you. And I'm looking at it, it's like, okay. And then it was to do like a C chord. I was like, man, I don't know if I
It takes
can
about
do this.
3 years to do a C chord, man.
With that kind of guitar, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I used it. I played it. I used a vice grip hand vice grip to tune it. And
Wow.
and now I got quite a collection of guitars, as you can see, over the years. And the latest one, I like to.
Sonic over there. That's really hot, right?
Yeah, the Fender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Acoustic.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that yellow one. The kind of
Yeah, I got that. That was given to me as a gift. But
That's
I want to show
beautiful.
you this one real quick.
Yeah.
So this one right here, this one is Strandberg, and you've heard of the Steinberger, which they made really popular, not having a headstock. So they kind of followed up, and
That's super custom, man. It
yeah.
looks-
So you can put your leg here. It's super light. Here, I'm gonna pass it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, gang, this is Guitar Day with Brother Tyler Lewis and my brother Arlie Sue and myself, 11. We're just talking guitar stuff and just hanging out. And those of you who don't play guitar,
Don't be offended.
maybe one day you will.
We'll talk
But please escalate from the 1-string banger to a 6-string banger, because everything in between, it's relevant. But you know what? The 6-stringer is it's good too, because you still got the bass mid range and the treble happening.
Yes.
And I just got a call from
Oh, you got a call?
from one of my guitar buddies. Oh, okay. He wanted to do arpeggio today. Okay, sounds good.
So the riff, right?
Yes,
the riff, yeah.
It's about guitars, right?
Well,
I mean,
it's
obviously-
multi-purpose. The
Yeah.
riff, because the riff guitar related, yes. But also we're riffing on subjects.
Riff.
You know, it's like we'll be talking about the brain and time, and then grappling hooks the next second, and the next exhalation, we may be talking about, you know, sweet guitars with fan frets like that. And
This is sexy.
yeah, isn't that sweet?
Yeah, man.
It's
it
super
feels
light,
great.
and check out the back of the neck. It's trapezoidal, and the reason why they designed that so is as you move up the fretboard, your thumb is always in the same position.
Huh. Oh yeah. Dude, that is nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All
I have a
right.
hard time getting used to the fan fret, so when you get up higher, the
You guys
spacing is
both
a little
got
bit
fan
yeah.
frets. You guys are fanatics.
Fan-
Fan fretted.
I think it's more for I guess being better in tune or intonation.
That's what they was telling me when Mr.
You
Clay
know.
Connor built this guitar for me. He said that's not about just cosmetics. It's about stability with the truss rod.
No, I don't know about that, but I'm gonna believe them. The guys who build
Well,
guitars,
this guy,
whatever they say, I'm
if it's good enough for these guys build a $4,000 instrument, it's good enough for me who can't build an instrument. You know.
man,
So-
you know, yeah.
Thanks for
Generally, when you buy equipment, wouldn't you agree, Tyler, that microphones or a cable, guitar cable,
It's
The more-
necessity,
the more-
the connection.
the more expensive the tool, the better it is. Like I've seen guitar cables like $60.
I think guitar
Yeah.
cable is $500.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy because the new stuff isn't as good as the old stuff. I mean, all these
That's
businesses
true.
got to make profit
yeah,
every
exactly,
year, right? So they
exactly.
cut corners
Yeah.
in the quality.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
I like to buy old stuff.
Yeah.
I like vintage guitars. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
older,
exactly.
older equipment.
But like but
can be
like,
fixed.
Exactly,
too.
exactly.
And then when you're talking about like vintage stuff, like studio microphones, condenser mics and stuff, of course you got these rare vintage ones that cost big bucks. But nowadays, man, with the technology, you can. I'm hearing some guys with a laptop and some USB microphone. Yeah, you can just pop it right there. Recording some great things. Technology with music is happening. And now, as far as what exactly is Logic X?
Oh, it's just Logic 10.
Okay,
Mac-based DAW digital audio workstation.
okay,
For your computer, it works best with Apple computers.
okay.
Also, you teach people how to interface that with recording or
Yeah, it's all about recording. Yeah, it's like your
Nice.
home studio stuff.
You know what? I think that's awesome. Nowadays, you can get some killer sounds just with your, like you said, laptop, some software, and maybe some hardware, and things that would cost people, like say back in the day,
back in the 80s.
tens of thousands of
Thousands.
dollars. Now you can get it and do it at home and on
Couple
your,
hundred.
couple $100.
Yeah.
And I think George Carlin said in one of his
I love George Carlin.
he said in one of his specials, he said this. I remember it. It was a while ago. He said eventually everyone will be in a band.
Brilliant.
He said that. He said
That's
eventually
epic.
everybody will be in a band.
You
I
know,
think that's so cool.
You know, since we're on the subject of George Carlin, I follow his career, man. That guy is, I mean, he knows everything.
Yeah.
He knows everything. Maybe he doesn't know how to play a guitar or pedal, but this guy knows everything. They was
So
talking
wise.
about when he was first started coming out, his daughter was saying that he used to wake up like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, got 4 laptops, screens in front of him. And so he's a master of English vocabulary. So he's like a day trader. He's looking out for these words and meanings and definitions, and he just pieces it together and becomes this masterpiece.
Yeah.
The guy
I
is
wouldn't be surprised
amazing.
if he was very versed in ancient wisdom and
Oh,
all
yeah,
kinds.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
read everything.
Read
kind of guy,
everything,
like,
yeah.
Like Ted would.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Same
Yeah.
wavelength for sure.
You seen him in concert, George?
No.
No.
I got to see a couple comedians in the
Ooh.
day. I saw Robin Williams,
Oh, how was that?
which was amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, I love that guy so much.
his
And
his mind is just like, I mean, it's so improv. Yeah,
he's so good.
Just like music, improv.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of improv, What are you doing here, man? You're playing with the DJ. He's what is he doing? Is he like scratching records?
He's not. He's actually he's one of my best friends. That's Chad Kistler.
Okay.
We're teachers together at the Waldorf School, and he's
cool.
doing analog synthesis.
What's that?
So
What's
he
that?
creates beats. So we get together and we just do pure improvised, no rehearsed music jams.
Wow.
I
do
like that.
looping.
It's like
does
James
beats.
Hoskins. Everything is improvised. I love you guys.
So wait a minute. So this is
I love that.
this is something that you guys do regularly, or
Yeah, we jam on Thursdays. We're coming up with all kinds of stuff. He's super passionate about analog synthesis, which is basically like machines that don't have any microchips that are like wired with capacitors and stuff like Moog stuff.
Okay.
And then he has some drum machines that have a little bit like digital stuff, but it's analogically mixed together, and he can make beats. And so we just like get into a zone. Sometimes we'll just spin a pinwheel, be like, what key, what time signature, just go.
Wow.
You know what? Bring this guy on with you the next time.
Please. Let's do that.
We'll do something. We call it Kung Foger.
All right, let's do it.
I love that shit.
Yeah. It's really fun.
So what do you got there? You got a keyboard in front of you.
Yeah.
You got your guitar.
That's a bass synth.
It looks like you're you bend down to turn some knobs on the floor. You got some pedals going on, and then
we're just feeling it, man.
And then your pal right there, he's got like quite a bit of gear.
Yeah, a lot of gear. But we use everything, and we know everything, and we love everything.
Wow.
It's like members of a family.
So, wow, this is really.
I want to bring my instrument and play with you guys.
Me too, man.
Holy mackerel.
Me too,
We'll
man.
start to gig soon here. We're just gearing up. We got a couple opportunities, but right now we're just workshop and just get together, and you just it takes you to a new place when you get together and you just do sheer improv and you just create something there for a couple hours.
This is like 2 weeks in a row that we're talking about improvised music. Yes. And Arlie, we don't have a debate, but we always talk about how music is created. I mean, Frank Zappa, you got James Hoskins guys. People do things so improvised instead of being just totally like, okay, Madonna music. Okay, bump, 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 bump. But what I'm trying to say is there's a place to everything. But something about improvised music, it's freaking free, man.
Yeah.
Like
it's free. It's like your soul is totally free.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it, man.
Like if you would say you got this freestyle rapper, and you're gonna you give him a subject and go, okay, rap about. And there's a guy on YouTube that's really good with this. I forgot what his name is, but if it comes to me, I'll say it. And you go, oranges, and boom, he'll just go, and his partner will go do a beat, and he'll rap about oranges. But even that is sort of improvised, but they have like a string of phrases that they worked on and they have in their vocabulary, and they can spit it out. And
but they can juggernaut anything.
But music, like when you're doing like, of course, like if you say you're gonna do something in the key of A, you've got tools in A that you can pull out, and then but
or not in A. Yeah, but you can say A. But you can go A, but everything in between A can be A.
Yeah. So I mean,
up
like
to A,
so
harmony.
So it's true improvisation, and it looks like, man, you guys like. That is such a great thing, and I'm glad you guys are doing that. I'm glad somebody's doing it, because I really would love to sit and listen to you guys and just chill. And that,
thank you guys.
And that girl over there, she seems to be just like
kind of like high on ayahuasca or something.
She's a third member, man.
It's like an ayahuasca freaking trip on that, man. It's like eating peanuts and seashells. Holy mackerel! Look at her
lighting.
Yeah. Her Dracoir or Cool Water Cologne is coming off there.
Where could we see? Where could the public? Where could the public see like one of these events? I mean, if you weren't invited like publicly,
we're gonna do tea parties.
Yeah.
So like
strip tea parties,
like.
Oh, strip tea parties or tea parties there, Tyler?
Let's take it to the next level here.
Yeah, next level.
Just regular old tea,
you know
oolongs, pu'er.
You know what? I want to come tonight.
Yeah.
We're getting back into it. He just moved, so we're getting back to jamming here next week.
Oh, that's awesome. God. So is a jam always like a performance, or is this like a rehearsal kind of jam?
It's just rehearsal at his house.
You know what?
And,
I want to come there with like my taiko drums.
She hired us for her birthday party.
Man, that's
And
great.
we went and
That's
we played it.
All right, that's perfect for you and I because we like to do improvise.
Yes.
And you know, it's like this. I don't give a shit what key it is anymore. It's like I keep telling him, it's like when I play, it's like, yeah, I'm singing the song in a certain key. But yeah, improvise is fun.
But you got the ear and the skill. You got to have that skill and develop that knowledge and practice in order to be able to bring it back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not just about playing notes and stuff. It's about having some kind of foundation, expressing yourself, but then being able to bring it back home and tie it in.
Right.
So you definitely have to have that knowledge that we all built. We have to build as musicians in our years and years of practice.
But look at you, man. You're a stud with your mask on. You're like Batman and Robin. Look at you.
You know,
I like. Bro, I gotta check you out.
You guys are taking all the best stuff.
I'm gonna call in sick on Java Jazz. I gotta come down in big trouble, man. Look at you, man.
Now,
it's tiki time.
Tiki time.
Let's talk a little bit about your experience and your equipment and your method of looping.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one of my favorite subjects.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah, go for it. Fill us in on the first looping experience and how your learning curve and all that stuff and where you're at now with it.
Would love to. Thank you guys. So I started off with the RC20. It was the first the Boss that had just the kick drum machine. It was just a boom, 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 and you could tap the tempo on it, I think. And I was like, ooh, this is a novel concept. It's got a drum machine built into the looper, and then it syncs the loop.
Right.
So that was the first unit that actually did that.
Yeah.
And I think that was in like 04, yeah, 03, something like that.
Wow.
We're talking prototype.
It was a full release. It was a Boss. It's just the RC20.
I mean, the first incarnation of what we call loopers. Yep.
It was the first one with the drum machine because loopers goes way back to electronic music. There's these bands like in Europe. There's these bands, I think Underworld and The Field. They were accredited for being the first loopers, where it had something to do with MIDI sync, something to do with synthesizers that were in rack mount units.
Wow.
And then you'd have like a little program that was just going, boop, 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 boop. It was like making arpeggios with each one.
Oh, yeah.
And
arpeggiators.
You could switch between different parts, and it was like looping. Then you could record something, and it would set it to that drum machine, something like that. So that was where it goes way back to, and then I think the Boomerang was one of the first consumer, products that were out there. I made that flyer. I'm pretty happy with that.
That
nice,
is pretty
man.
nice. I love the colors, man. It looks so like
I want to buy a bumper sticker and put it on my big truck, so when I cruise around, I can.
Dude, if you had stickers, we would. The RiFF would love to have one.
Yeah.
And we put it up here.
Just make it about like 50 feet tall. When I wrap myself out like a freaking burrito.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Maybe the size of a tapestry like that one.
Yeah, like about 50 feet long, so I can wrap myself out like a freaking burrito, man. Come on, man. I gotta repeat myself. Confucius say to wrap yourself up with a freaking burrito, Brian.
All right. So okay,
let's bring it back home, Brian.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the looping. Your looping history and so you got the RC30, which I'm familiar with.
Look at you.
Yeah, this is us in his the Foger loft.
That's a lot of buttons there.
That is just insane. Look at this.
He teaches this stuff too.
Oh yeah.
He teaches analog synthesis to students.
Where does he start? It's like okay, guys. See this cable?
But it's so nice because it's all improvised.
Don't step on it.
Yeah.
That's so.
And I use a 505 with that.
That is rad. That looks like a laboratory.
Yeah, and we're burning Palo Santo. That's not anything, anything else.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Well, we do ayahuasca sometimes here, so.
I like the that's a sweet guitar you got too, man.
Yeah, that's the Old Faithful. That's a 93 Strat, a Plus Deluxe with the AAA sensors. I had a new body that survived a flood. So I had to have a new body, and it's a Swamp Ash unfinished.
Yeah.
It looks like you got Tech 21
acoustic
fly rig there.
Acoustic fly rig.
Wait, were you using that to your electric guitar?
With electric guitar.
How does that work out?
Crispy.
But
really?
It's so clean.
So I was telling Arthur about what I use this for my my acoustic guitar and electric.
Hold it up a little higher, B. Like, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
dude, revolutionary product.
I tell you, this stuff on the like just straight electric or steel string acoustic is unreal, man.
Okay, guys, we're not getting paid or we're not by Tech 21. We just
can we get endorsed?
Yeah,
No, come on.
Well,
guys.
if they're listening,
hook us up.
Yeah, but it's a great unit, great idea.
I mean, everything is in the box.
Looks
If
like a
it's
power strip.
Good enough for Richie Kotzen, it's good enough for me, man.
That's
Good
right.
enough for me.
So back to looping. We're gonna finish this idea.
Yeah,
we're
rack
hopping
my
around,
brain, man. I'm so into it.
So okay,
wanna talk about the
RC30,
beats.
and then what looper are you using now? Fast forward
I
50 years.
I use a Ditto like for the Tiki time, and then I use the RC505 for this project here.
Okay.
Which is a 5-channel looper. It's by far the most advanced and the coolest looper out there, hands down, bar none.
So you know the Arthur, you got the looper, the one you bought, the one you didn't use it.
I got the Ditto Plus. It's a
X2?
little thing, and it's supposed to be very. So I'm gonna probably take a lesson from you to learn how to really use that looper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
would
because
love that.
I know there's a lot of features on that. Because I originally had the original looper, the Ditto looper, the small one.
Mhm.
I had the big one, then I went to the small one, and it's so easy to use. You know, you don't have to like I saw some guys, they're just so good at looping. I mean, just so impressive. And me and my wife were watching him. I was like, wow, so impressed. He does the drum beat with his mouth. Then he grabs piano. Then he grabs his guitar. Then he does the bass line. And then she's like, man, how long is it going to take this guy to do the song? So I can see the perspective of someone. Now he's going to do the next song, and he's taking like 5 minutes to get it all put together. But me as a musician, I dig that kind of stuff. I would watch a guy like start from scratch and do.
Well, that's part of it. It's like creating from
building
scratch,
it, right? Yeah. So I appreciate when guys can do that, and
it's not like you have looping. Easy. It's not like you have
backing
tracks, and then like okay, boom, and everything pops in. But when you build everything up, that's it, man.
That's skill, and that's practice with hitting it on the money. Unless you have quantize or something. I had a hard time with. I had a Jamman Looper. And that was like back in the day, that was the one.
Yeah.
And it was like 500. I mean, it was expensive. And I never learned how to use it because I couldn't figure out the buttons.
Some of those are very deep and convoluted for sure.
But the guys who can use the loopers, and they got couple like hooked up together. I mean, like Reggie, what's his name? Reggie Watts or something.
Yeah.
Man, I saw his show and I was like blown away with the stuff he was doing. And he was hooking up effects to the loops and.
He's a poet, right? Is he a vocalist and poet?
He's just a really trippy and a lot of guys on Maui, a lot of guys in Hawaii are just so awesome at that whole genre thing, and I'm just
you
so
kind of
blown
have
away.
to be too, Arlie, because to be a one-man band, that's the only way you can really survive as a musician.
Yep.
And so if you have a whole band, nobody's going to pay you for a whole band. You got to be that one man and just bring it and give as much quality and variety as you can as a solo performer.
And that's what you're doing with these, playing at the Tiki Bar. And by the way, besides the Tiki Bar, where else can people see you do your thing?
I do my thing at Tuhi's also, which is over in Haiku. It's an amazing place. They're a butchery. And it's over by the cannery, Haiku Cannery.
Okay, Haiku, I know where that is.
It's by the coffee shop, the new coffee shop, the one. Oh no, that's
the
not
food
that
trucks. It's right across from the food trucks, right by the post office, right by Nuka Sushi.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they got a really nice outdoor venue underneath all these beautiful old mango trees and flowering plants.
So what days are you there?
I'm there next Saturday.
Okay.
And I'm doing like every other Saturday or something.
Okay, guys, you heard it. Go see our brother, Tyler, over there at, what's it called?
Tuhi's.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a cool name. Tuhi's. And of course, Tiki Lounge.
Tiki Lounge. South Shore Tiki Lounge, Fridays, 4 to 6.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And are you finding that the viewers are coming back, or the clientele kind of scooting on back to
come see it again?
Yeah.
I actually had this really fun experience. Out of the blue, my best friend from middle school just shows up at my gig, right? He's wearing a mask. He's got his glasses on. and he's just grilling me about all my stuff. He's like, "Oh, what is that you do? Oh, well, what kind of music do you play? Oh yeah, do you like the Smashing Pumpkins? Can you play any of their songs?" And then he just pulls his mask down. He's like, "Wow!" You know? And I'm like, "No way."
Just recently.
Just recently, a couple weeks ago.
That's awesome, man.
So people see the live stream and people come to visit Maui and they show up at my gig, man. And they're just like, surprise me out of the blue. It's amazing.
That's awesome. So,
but the Tiki Lounge, it matches you there, man. You just blend in. Look at you, man.
Yeah, it's a cool vibe. It, man. So I got a question here. So, what are you using? Are you using your phone or are you using a GoPro?
I'm using a GoPro.
Okay.
Bluetooth link to the phone, so I can stream from the phone. It's a Hero 7, and I have it up on top of a mic stand on a gooseneck, pointed down like this.
I want to be part of that crew, man. That's cool.
The best thing I ever learned though is to get a camera adapter from the GoPro and do a stereo out from your board. And then if you save it on the SD card, you can save a high-res copy on the SD card. Then it syncs up your audio and your video perfectly.
Oh my God.
That's a secret.
You know what?
Yeah.
You got to train me like next week. I want to every live thing. That is happening, man.
I want to hear your recordings. I want to see you jamming with this cello player.
No,
you know
that's
what I mean?
happening, man.
And this is how we got to give it to the world these days.
Exactly.
Okay, so what?
That's awesome.
What equipment do you need? You need a mixer with the digital out.
Just a stereo out, audio out.
Could be XLRs out.
It could be XLR, but I use the XLR output to go to the house sound, and then I use the 1/4-inch output to go to the GoPro, and then I use the phone's output to go to my in-ears. So I hear exactly what this feed is hearing.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And
in a moment.
So you're feeding this live while you're playing on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now
it.
Can you save this performance and then edit it and then put it on YouTube?
Yeah, you can.
Do you do that as well?
I do. I don't put it on YouTube. I just make Instagram videos from it.
That is
so like I'll watch my performance and it'll be like, oh yeah, that was a really cool transition or a little bit. Yeah. Then I can video edit
highlights,
chop it out, and then make it an Instagram video and post it on Instagram.
You are my executive producer. I'm going to give you credit.
And a lot of guys are doing this. And Tyler, I was always wondering how they do it, and the A and B's and the really like the nuts and bolts of like, okay, what you need is this, and plug it here, and somebody to show me how to do it. So I found the guy, and I'm gonna really be asking you for some time down the road to teach me what I need and stuff.
And for sure, anything you guys need, man. Anytime,
man. That's awesome.
I'll be picking your brain about how you do that stuff later.
Another big secret, you guys, is these mixers that have the USB output.
Yeah.
Because you can have a 10-channel mixer and have all your instruments rigged up going through the mixer, and then you can just have a stereo out straight USB into your live stream.
Yeah.
So that's a huge revolution in this.
Have you messed around with that method?
Yes, through the Yamaha MG10. I use the MG6 for my live thing, and then the 10, which you have, Brian, would be perfect for streaming. I mean, right there. You see, look at the USB on the back.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Right? So then you send that into your computer, and you go straight to Facebook. So it's an interface as well.
So people can I can be playing the Four Seasons. They see me live right there Thursdays, whatever.
Yes, but you need your computer, and you need your computer hooked up to the Wi-Fi. Right. Whereas the GoPro method is awesome because you just need Wi-Fi in your phone, which you already have anyways. And the GoPro is so small, you don't have to bring a computer. So handy.
Okay. Got it.
You just up
got
the game.
Got some gears spinning.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
So this is probably from like 8 months ago. Wow. This performance. So, this is kind of me starting out at the Tiki Lounge here.
That's so cool. And what is this right here? Is that a big
laptop.
That's an iPad Air for like if I need help with my lyrics, I can glance down.
That's what you was telling me about, to get, long time ago,
This is another really big secret for people who want to start performing, is if you don't have all your lyrics memorized and you need a little help, you can have an iPad Bluetooth linked to a foot controller that scrolls your pages for you.
We got to talk about that.
Right? So you have your iPad and you can see your lyrics, and then just one of your pedals you're tapping off to the left and you're scrolling through your songs.
Wow.
You could annotate on there. You could write down chord changes if you needed to. You could write down ideas. You could write keys on there. Like, I'm going to take a solo in the key of B minor or something.
Right.
You just annotate it.
That's a humongous iPad. Is that like the biggest one you can get?
What's that?
The iPad. That's an iPad.
That's an iPad, yeah.
That's huge. Is that the largest one you can get?
It looks large because of the GoPro, but it's actually the smallest one you can get. It's
really?
It's an iPad Air.
So about the size of this screen here? 13 inch?
A little smaller than that. It's like a 10 or 11.
But then for people with bad eyesight, you can get the words
super bright,
super big and stuff. Wow.
And I make my own PDFs. So I word process PDFs of all the lyrics. You can save as a PDF file and then airdrop it from your laptop to your iPad. So and then it saves right into your app.
So as far as like the size of the font, the letters, you can make it your own.
You choose.
Yeah.
You can choose how big you want it.
That is so your setup.
And I turn it sideways so you have a wider screen, and then you can just scroll through with the with the foot switch.
And you have
a Firefly foot switch.
So you're set up there. So like places where you play, do they already have speakers?
The Tiki Lounge does. Tooheys does not. So I bring my own sound system for that.
So what are you talking for sound system? Two mains and a monitor
CP8s,
for you?
QSC CP8s. They're not like the K series,
not the K,
but they're just the baby brother to that.
So the 8s is good though, yeah?
Yeah, they're
because
nice,
I was thinking of getting smaller ones. I got the 10, but the 8s is one for monitor, one going out, right?
The CP8s are so small, it's ridiculous. Small and light.
Yeah, and it sounds great, yeah?
It sounds great.
Oh, man.
Really good bass on those, too.
It's cheaper, huh?
They're like $400 a pop.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's your like my pet peeve, not a peeve, but my goal is that when I go play somewhere, I'll try to get everything in one trip from the car to the location.
Yeah.
With the stuff, you got quite a bit of stuff. Couple trips or...
Dude, one cart. You kidding me?
You got
That's my cart over there. I got one old school Samsonite leather suitcase that I pack with everything. Then I have one Yamaha zipper bag that has my mic stands in it.
Yeah. That's it, man.
And then I have my guitar.
And my stick. Yeah, I got that. Seat. You know what? At the Four Seasons, I got that Costco cart. I just pile everything on and boom, one trip. One trip pony, man.
That's great.
That's
one trip.
If you have to take more than one trip,
yeah, you crazy.
Yeah,
you gotta figure something out.
you got a problem. Bro.
Yeah. So, how long does it take you to set up your stuff? And are you like
45 minutes?
Wow. Okay. So you take your time. You show up early. Take your time. Set everything
Absolutely,
up. Okay.
Man. You got to make relationships with the places you play. You got to go out and I'm friends with all the bartenders. Kevin Leonard, shout out to that guy, man. He's the shit. Love that guy. We got a new manager there, Ruli, who's awesome. The owners.
So Tiki on Thursdays, right? No, Thursdays?
Fridays.
Fridays, okay. Friday from 4
to 6. It's a happy hour thing.
Friday, 4 to 6, everybody. We're going to plug
Tiki
Brother
Lounge.
Tyler, Tiki Lounge in downtown Kihei.
Yeah, so that's awesome because I think, what do you do on Fridays? See?
Java Jazz?
I think I'm going to make, that's right.
That's the problem is everybody's gigging, so we can't come see each other.
Yeah, we can. It's over. Exactly. Well, but I want to get back to you with that because I remember you told me that a long time ago about the lyric stuff. That is insane, man. So that piece right there, it costs a couple $100.
I get all my shit used, man. I look on Craigslist.
That's a heavy duty little stand there. It's super looks super solid.
I haven't bought a new Apple product in a long time. I mean, I got a new phone recently, but you can find this stuff that some old elderly person just maybe watched some videos on it, didn't really have a use for it anymore, and selling it for $200 or $100 or whatever.
Cool, man.
I will definitely be one of those guys at your gigs where you're playing and somebody comes up and you can tell they're a musician or somebody who's getting into it and looking at all your gear, kind of. It's like, and you're done playing, and the question you're like, okay, so where'd you? What kind of thing is that? But that's how I feel right now. Just looking at that crazy stand and that side thing coming out with that white. What is that? A microphone?
Yeah, so that's a mic stand, and that's what I have. I had my GoPro on a tripod at this point, but then I upgraded to a 20-inch gooseneck on that little screw there on the white mic stand. And then I put the GoPro higher up, and people I like that angle way better.
I like that. Yeah,
this angle is awesome because it catches it around you. And
hey, you know that stand I got, man? That's the best freaking stand,
or the
man.
or the
one without
lock.
the boom, the thick stand. That is the bomb.
The ultimate. You got the ultimate, man.
That was great, man.
That's what I used too. I got one there and then one on the mic on the.
It's like a tank. I mean, you put it down, it's just super sturdy. What kind of? It's a Taylor guitar?
Yeah, that one I've had for a long time. It's a 710, so it's a dreadnought. It's got a cedar top. She's been with me a long time. I think I bought that with the money I made off our first album when I was like 19, something like that.
Wait a minute.
I like that. I like when you call it that. She's been with you a long time. Yeah, I like that.
What's your first album?
It's nothing. None of my early stuff is on YouTube, but I do have 2 solo releases, and I have albums with bands I've been in.
Okay.
So you guys can look that up too if you want.
Yeah. How can we find your solo album?
So the solo album, I'll give you my favorite one first.
Okay. So can we just Google it?
You can Google it. Yeah.
Or can we find it on the?
Or no, there it is, right up there. High Love in the 6 bandcamp.com.
Where am I looking? Right here.
There.
Thing. Let's see here. With the magic of
boom.
Whoa, look at that artwork, man.
Oh, brother,
that is awesome.
I made
look
that.
at that. Dude,
you are an artist.
Thank you guys.
That is sweet, man.
I like that.
I like the colors and the 3D-ness.
I want to tattoo that on my chest.
The Merkaba right there.
Hey, can I tattoo that stuff on the chest? Tyler, can I put a tattoo on my chest so I can always have you on my heart? I like that, man. That is gorgeous.
And that's the Earth. That the Earth split up into the different quadrants of the.
And what is this? All these symbols on the both sides.
Those are the astrological symbols for the planets.
Nice.
And then Noosphere, there's a bass clef, infinity sign.
Yep.
The
snake.
Double-headed snake. You got the phi ratio. You got the helium. You got the tau. You got the onk and the delta.
That is beautiful.
Fire.
That wow.
Noosphere.
So you did this artwork.
I did. Yeah.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then of course we can get this listen to this on Bandcamp, upload it or download it, whatever you want to.
For free.
Call it.
It's all free.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you heard that Bandcamp. Now I'm not familiar with Bandcamp. I'm familiar with like iTunes and Spotify. Would we find it on there too?
No.
Okay.
I've never had a manager for my solo stuff, so I've just been kind of like, hey, if people want to find it,
you're your personal manager. That's great.
But I've did like the CD Baby thing, and they were like, oh yeah, if you sign up for us, we'll put you on iTunes and this and that. And I'm like,
does it work?
Okay, here's my $50, and then nothing happened.
Yeah.
So I was wasn't gonna follow up on it or whatever. But.
So have you made like physical CD copies of this album?
Not this one, but the other one I did.
Okay, cool. And where can people grab those at?
If they want to go to Portland and knock on my mom's door at 3170, she's got them in her basement.
in a big box, right?
Yep.
Awesome, man. That's great.
But I highly suggest downloading for free on Bandcamp.
Oh no, most definitely. Let me see.
I'm gonna make you. Man, I really like that symbol, man.
I know.
Thank you, guys.
So what would you say? How many tracks do you have on this album?
This one I think has 12.
Okay, and what would you say the style of or your genre? Or
this is a fun topic because I was playing. This is when I lived in Lake Tahoe. And I was gigging at little places like bars and restaurants and I was doing like you were talking about earlier with loopers who did multiple instruments. So I had like a little keyboard and a guitar and a microphone. I was looping everything, and I was an improv session where I would sit down and I would just create music and just vibe off the people there and just make music in the moment.
That is.
And I recorded everything. I recorded all the sessions. I was hired for like 2 hours to play. And I recorded everything, and then one time I just got really into it. I'm like, you know what? There's got to be some gems in here. So I went through all the recordings and then cut out little pieces that I loved.
Yes.
And then sampled that and then put them in files and put them on my iPad or my iPod. So then in the car, I'd listen to all these ideas, and then I picked my 12 favorite ones and expanded them into a full production.
I love it, man.
So it came from 100 songs.
So basically, you took some live recordings and then added to it, or you use that to
retract everything.
Or retract everything.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So that was more like all those live things where your sketchpad.
Yeah.
Rad.
You think it's easier to record improvised or arranged?
I mean, you got to know if you're going to be a recording
Improvise.
artist, you have to know like what you're going to do, how you're going to sound, and do it multiple times to a click track. The best thing you can do to be a studio musician is to just play on a click track. And that's what that looper did for me, the early one, because it had that drum machine.
Right.
So I was constantly playing to a metronome and honing my skills like that. And then I was also practicing recording by looping.
Right.
So I attribute that RC20 to being the best thing that ever happened to me for being a studio musician.
Okay, awesome.
Wow.
Awesome advice for the guys out there, for you.
I like it, man.
Who want to get into the recording realm, going from playing, learning songs and jamming and going out and do gigs to getting precise with the time and maybe buying yourself a laptop and getting some interface and start recording your own stuff and start pumping it out, man. That's good advice, man.
And just doing self-reflection on your performances, I think, is key too.
That is key.
Get like one of those little $90 Zoom recorders or something like that, and just get a board feed of your shows.
Yeah.
And then listen back to yourself, and you'll be like, "Whoa, what was I thinking there?"
Yeah.
Or "Whoa, that's
or wow,
nice.
oh that's I'm gonna continue.
There's another one right there, TRL4U at bandcamp.com. Now this one is really
wow,
dude.
I did not design that one.
That is gorgeous.
But I would help. My friend helped me with do it.
Okay,
He made a
now,
custom logo.
That's beautiful, man.
okay, look at that.
I like the purple.
Yeah, the colors are just amazing.
That's some fractal artwork I found online, and then there's a painting of mine that I did kind of superimpose around the back. I used to do splatter painting and stuff like that.
Man, you're a creative beast, man. That's awesome.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Brian.
yeah, Tyler, this has been so great, man. That you're sharing all this stuff. That logo right there, A and a O, right, for Alpha and Omega.
to Omega, yeah.
That is heavy duty, man.
You
And
know,
it looks like the hand's doing this, or a face or something. I don't know.
there's a lot in there, man.
There is a lot in there.
Pretty trippy.
And so, how many tracks on this one?
That one's only 7.
Okay.
But that was a full studio release that I did with one of my dear friends, Andy Fowler, who is actually on Island now. We moved here about the same time, and this guy is an amazing ear. He's one of the most talented guys I've ever met, and I just ran into him. We met in a 7-Eleven in Tahoe at an open mic. And he's like, what you got in the case? We started talking guitars, and we ended up jamming all night. And he's like, I can help you with your album. And I'm like, okay, what can you do? He's like, I know all this stuff. He taught me everything I know.
Wow.
About next level studio production.
How cool.
And we did this together.
Wow.
And so
I like it.
And are you guys doing anything together as a performance thing?
Not currently. He's versed in this art to such a deep level that Tower of Power actually hired him to be their producer.
Oh.
So I mean, he's way up there now. I mean,
Wow.
he's
That's
doing stuff with
unreal.
everyone. Yeah.
Also, so no time for doing a little duo jam with you at Tiki Lounge then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we hang out, you know. He's a great guy. We're still very much brothers, you know. And but this was a time in our life, you know, that we'll always have.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think that's awesome. That's how you know, it's funny that when you're musicians and there's a brotherhood rather than because it's so easy to shut yourself out and be like just you and not be not influenced, but not share. Yeah. You know, sharing and that's why we like to have you here and all of our musician friends, and even musicians who we meet for the first time. They kind of become our friends, exactly like how you and Andy met at the 7-Eleven. Yeah. And that's how things work, man. And that's what we really that's the most that's one of the really important things of when you hook up and when you meet other musicians is exactly that. You cheer them on, you prop them up, you help them up, and everybody does that together. We'll have a lot more cool music out there and a lot more stuff to see and hear.
It's got to be about the love and not the competition.
No,
you know what I mean? It's sometimes we can fall into that too. You
know, just from being in Hawaii for so long and seeing, this is just my opinion about like awards and stuff. Really doesn't matter. It's like the creative. Like if I had to pick between, you know, being recognized for how much Grammy Awards and won, but if they say, oh man, how many times you created with people that you just met for the first, second, or third time, I'll take that. Because just on the spot, living and just vibrating and playing vibes with somebody you don't even know, and you don't know where you're going to go and navigate the stars with this brother or this sister, and you're just playing. I'll take that over like, and the winner is, I just like to be live. It's just like what you've been doing with that guy. I think that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I can't wait I can't wait to be in a room and watch you guys go off.
We have like a sushi truck debut coming up soon in Mako.
I want him to come. Let's make a 10-hour freaking podcast and let's just create from the start, man.
We can do that. Yeah, you guys are set up, man. This is amazing. I'm really impressed with your guys' setup and what you're doing.
Thank you,
here.
man. Thank you. Yeah, we're just happy that things worked out, and especially in this crazy, past months, year.
Past year, man.
And we're just happy to invite, to share, and that's what it's really about. Yeah, B. I mean, we goof around and we get crazy, and that's just blowing off steam, Yeah. But it's all in good fun and learning and stuff.
We need to be smart and crazy all at the same time. Woo-hoo. That makes us stand strong on the equator, which is Hawaii. But yeah, Tyler, I think we're gonna call you back with your buddy. We really want to get that improvised sequence happening here, man.
For sure.
What man? There's so much more stuff I want to ask you and talk about. Yeah. Is there anything that you like? What's on your mind and like coming up and stuff that you want to share with us? Or
yeah.
Anything you can tell us about, or I can pull up.
Yeah. Then another thing, that a little segue. So what brought me and Andy together to make this music? He basically said, okay, so if we want to make an amazing home studio, here's what we need to do. Here's what we can do. And I'm like, well, what kind of budget do we need? And so I did a Kickstarter campaign. And so that's how I learned how to video edit and this kind of thing. So prior to this, I was hired to be a lead guitarist in a successful music world touring band in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And so I was living in Portland, and my friend Mike D, one of my best brothers from music camp, I used to go to summer sessions at Berklee College of Music. He calls me up one time and he's like, Tyler, I got a band for you, bro. He's like, do you want to fly to Los Angeles next weekend and try out? And I'm like, are you kidding me, man? He's like, yeah. So I flew down and tried out, and they're like, when can you start? We're going to Japan next week. I'm like,
wow.
Okay.
Oh.
I wasn't able to go to Japan because I was a teacher at that time for a high school teacher. But they said, well, don't worry. When we get back, we'll fly you down and you can just move here. You know, actually, no. I packed up my car with my music equipment. I gave like everything I had, anything I wanted to give to my students. Like when at the school I was working, CD collections, clothes, musical instruments, weird stuff, boots. And then I packed up my car and drove from Portland down to LA and just was living in this extra bedroom for a while. And then 2 weeks later, we hit the road on a full national tour with Slightly Stupid. Sold out all across the nation. You know what?
That's the kind of stories I like to hear, because that's what we live for. To travel and just fly. Not to just, I don't know, man. That inspires me. It's like people coming here, like Andrea, the violin player. She came all the way from the East Coast to play violin here and live here and just travel, man. I think that's just a success story right there, all in all, man.
Thank you, brother.
Congratulations.
So
on
how
that,
did tour go? Was
that's awesome.
that a year tour?
Sold out every venue. It was like 2,000 person venues, House
unreal.
of Blues, knitting factories.
Wow, man.
We were direct support for Slightly Stupid.
We are with a star, everybody. Tyler Lewis, man. Right here in the studio today at the RiFF.
Veteran of
that's awesome.
Road proven.
I think it's very attractive that you could have done that and, still do that, and it's accepted in you and your family and stuff like that. That is beautiful, man.
I had to leave everything. I like to tell the story.
A lot of sacrificing.
I cut my life like a Frisbee and just threw it in the wind. And I had no idea what was... I ended up living out of a van in a suitcase on $10 a day for 3.5 years.
Rad.
Oh man, you know what, man? That's the musician life.
I bet
man.
we could talk for hours and hours about
that's
each
it, man.
each little journey to a new place to play. There's
that sounds
memories,
like a musician's, man. That's the musician life, man.
And then who took care of your gear, like your amps and your guitar? Were you responsible for your own stuff?
Yeah, for sure. We had a 15-passenger Ford E350 Super Duty church van with a big old small trailer at first, which then we upgraded. But we got endorsements from amp companies, which was nice. So we got free amps.
Nice.
We got free strings, stuff like that. But we didn't have any techs. We had a road manager and we got a manager later on who got us on Warped Tour, which was really sweet.
Yeah.
But then
that's what in conjunction with affiliation with Vans, all right?
The Vans Warped Tour, huge tour.
Okay, yeah,
huge.
So, from this experience, anybody's to have any knowledge of equipment, durability, cables. Did you have
horror stories?
Did you have a full on? What did you use back then? Did you use stomp boxes or like a multi effects pedal thing?
Yeah, full on pedal board. Just things I collected. I used to work at a music store when I was like 15. And so through my experiences working at music stores, you're able to get gear for cheaper. And learn about things. So I've just been collecting pedals and just a total gear nut since like 12 years old. So
right on.
That's great, man.
Oh man, we got to talk pedals. Then do you still have pedals, or did you whittle it down? Because that's what seems to happen. Like you don't have any pedals. When you first start, you just got the amp. Then you start collecting pedals. And then you get rid of the pedals.
It's like collecting guitars, and then you got 8 strings, 4 string, 1 string, and no string.
I'm back to the part where I collect pedals again.
Shit.
Yeah.
I gotta say something because I want to promote this if you guys don't mind.
No,
it's kind of like maybe about 36 seconds long, but it's called Musicians by David Eckhart, LA Times. Musicians are some of the most driven, courageous people on the face of the earth. They deal with more day-to-day rejection in 1 year than most people do in a lifetime. Every day, they face the financial challenge of living a freelance lifestyle, the disrespect of people who think they should get real jobs, and their own fear that they'll never work again. Every day, they have to ignore the possibility that the vision they have dedicated their lives to is a pipe dream. With every note, they stretch themselves emotionally and physically, risking criticism and judgment. With every passing year, many of them watch as the other people their own age achieve the predictable milestones of normal life: the car, the family, the house, the nest egg. Why? Because musicians are willing to give their entire lives to a moment, to that melody, that lyric, that chord, or that interpretation that will stir the audience soul. Musicians are beings who have tasted life's nectar in that crystal moment when they pour out their creative spirit and touch another's heart. In that instant, they were close to magic, God, and perfection as anyone could ever be. In their own hearts, they know that to dedicate oneself to that moment is worth 1,000 lifetimes.
That's awesome, man.
That is why we do what we do, man.
Yeah,
that's it.
I dig it.
Hey,
I'll take that. I'll take to do that and say, hey, you just want a spaceship to Mars? No, I can go to the space free with plane. I'm already in space. You know, that's it. It's free, man.
Be free, play music.
yeah, brother Tyler. Woo-hoo!
Hey, so can we get you and what's your partner's name again? That you
Chad.
guys,
Chad, yeah,
to come and do something like.
Sure, man. We'll see.
Let's do it
Summer's
next
coming
month.
up.
Let's hear it. We'd like to thank you, brother Tyler, for coming on the show and on the riff and hanging out with us. And our time's up for now. We haven't quite gotten to the point where we can have a 2-hour episode, but because with you, that would be way too easy of all the stuff we could talk about. So let's say part 1, okay, for now.
All right.
Yeah.
Part one.
And
Beautiful, guys.
we want to thank you for coming and just
Thanks, brother.
Oh,
and
for real.
and for knowing you as long as I did. I feel like, man, I had no idea you did all these things, and I'm so glad you came on. Things
Tyler
that you're doing.
Lewis,
Tyler
Tiki
Lewis.
Lounge,
Thank you,
brothers.
Woo-hoo.
You
Thank
guys,
you,
4
Brian.
to 6. Go check them out Thursday.
So you guys have a good one.
Much
we sign
love.
off. Mahalo from us at
The Riff.
RiFF.